All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ken Brophy. He is the CEO of Intrepid Metals Corp. And Ken, good to see you again. How are you?
It's great to see you, Steve. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. I know you've put out your final drill results from the Corral Copper property. We'll get to the results in just a second, but let's take a step back and just remind everyone a little bit about the property and Corral more importantly.
Yeah, Corral Copper is certainly our flagship project. It seems at this stage, and we called it Corral Copper because we spent about 18 months trying to corral a lot of this fragmented land ownership in southern Arizona. It took a little bit longer than we hoped, but after we were able to corral it, we went to the market and raised some capital, and we just, as you mentioned, completed our first drill program and had tremendous success from it.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the results from it because, as you mentioned, it was what you were hoping, and I'm sure a bit more.
Yes, for sure. I guess the highlight hole from our last news release, we encountered 20.20% copper, over 8.5 grams per ton gold, as well as 250 grams per ton silver. That was within a larger kind of cut from hole 23 was certainly our best hole to date, and it had 112 meters of 1.5% copper and still had, half a gram per ton gold over that width, as well as 8 grams silver. So when we look at it from a copper equivalency standpoint, it's about 1.66% copper equivalency. And that started just in around, the 60-meter mark. What stands out, certainly to us around Corral Copper, is just how shallow a lot of our mineralization, or even some of the high grade mineralization that we've been able to encounter. And it's important to note that as part of this, corralling of fragmented land ownership, we have 1,800 acres of private land, so patented mining claims. And a lot of this shallow mineralization that we've drilled thus far has been within that area. Certainly aside from hole 23, even hole 11, we had another, 193 meters at 0.68% copper. Hole 16, which is about 250 meters south of that, was another almost 200 meters of 0.56% copper. So when we look at this, what we really see is certainly mineable widths and mineable grades all near surface within private lands.
You talk about in the news release the ability for further exploration and expansion as well of what you've already seen so far. And as you mentioned, a lot of this came in sort of one particular area. So it sounds like you got a lot of data to go over and then sort of get your next stages ready to go.
Yes, this was our first drill program, the first time our guys have been able to see the core, and we've learned so much, from this first drill program, as you can imagine. While we're doing it, we did an additional mapping program. We have some geophysical data that we're looking to remodel, and we're also planning to do some additional geophysics. So we're continuing to use more of the tools now to help us better understand the greater area. Because once again, our initial drill program took place within about a 3 kilometer trend, and that's only 15% of our entire property. So we certainly have a lot more to look forward to, and we certainly expect to be drilling again at Corral later this year.
Well, it's always good to get off to a great start, and it sounds like you've done that. Ken, thanks so much. Good update, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Steve, for having me, and I certainly look forward to speaking again before too long.
All right, sounds good. Ken Brophy, the CEO of Intrepid Metals Corp.